Hello and welcome back once again to another Spence Dogs Lounge video production. And this here is going to be an extra long comic book review. Been out for the last couple of weeks, just working all that stuff. But I'm excited to talk about some comics that I have read over the past couple of weeks. So let's get started. Alright, so a couple of weeks ago we had Detective Comics 946 come out. Really good issue. Liked it a lot. In this issue we see Batman and his group continue to fight against the victim syndicate, and good action all around. Also, there was some good dialogue as well in the beginning. We had an exchange between Tim Drake and Batman before the incident with Jacob King and his Batman army. So between this exchange, Tim, he has this giant vision he wants to do for Gotham City and how much he wants to help Batman down the road. Overall, really liked it. It was a fun issue. And also in it, we still continue to see the character development and growth of Stephanie Brown. She continues to have emotional and mental problems with Tim being gone, and she questions the idea of why are we doing what we're doing if it still hurts the people of Gotham City. So interesting stuff right there. Overall, I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. Alright, next issue, Red Hood and the Outlaws number 5. Great issue overall. Pretty action-packed as well. At this point, Black Mask has hook, line, and sinkered Jason. He knew what he was going to do from start to finish. So, it's pretty good stuff. If you're a fan of Red Hood or Jason Todd as a character at all, check this series out. Scott Lobdell has done a very good job with it. Alrighty, then the next one is Daredevil number 14. This issue we see the wrap up of the Dark Art storyline. Really good storyline, start to finish. We got a little bit of a character progression of Blind Spot, Daredevil's ward. He sort of works with him. Daredevil helped him out during the Ten Fingers story arc, and we've seen his character growth over the past couple of story arcs. And it didn't really end so well for Blind Spot, seeing how the villain Muse mutilated his eyes. So but overall it was a great issue, and I'm going to say this right now. Muse is probably the best original villain Charles Soule has created to date. Really character-driven, disturbing, sociopathic character. But I don't know how, but Charles Soule managed to make him very well written. Can't wait to see what he has in store for the rest of the series. This is by far one of my favorite titles I am reading from Marvel right now. Alrighty, and then we have Jessica Jones number 3. So far, this has been going over the idea of the secret wars that happened a while back, and are there people from the different multiverses and universes living among us in the 616 universe. And Jessica Jones wants to answer that question. And in this issue, we get this lady. I don't know who she is, but she has this proposal to Jessica that help me take down the superhero community, and those who have burned you before, they get to feel your wrath. So interesting to say for the least, and I'm digging this title so far. I like it. I have to give this issue an 8.2 out of 10. And here we go. Moonshine number 3. This has been a very interesting miniseries I've been reading from Image. It's very cool. Basically, it's about the Prohibition time, and it's set in West Virginia, and we have this guy named Lou Pierlot who's been sent down to pick up some good quality moonshine from the local moonshiner in West Virginia, but it looks like there's a werewolf loose in the area, and no one knows who or what it is and why it's wreaking its vengeance around the area. And in this issue, we see that Lou Pierlot, he's pretty much had enough of all the crap and wants to leave, but his boss from the upstate area is like, no, you're going to get this done. I'm sending down troops to help you with it. And it's foreshadowing like there may be a war coming between the gangsters and the moonshiners. Plus, we still don't know who the werewolf is. Looking to be a pretty interesting mini-series. Alrighty, and then this week, there were some new comics, and here we go with those. Alright, Green Arrow number 13. Once again, Ben Percy, he's doing really good work with this series, and I guess for this arc he's going for the idea, alright, if we take Oliver Queen out of the picture as being a millionaire playboy, what can we do to take the Green Arrow away from Oliver, who's worked so hard all of his life to build his legacy as being Green Arrow, the guy who helps the little guy from being oppressed. So it's interesting to get his take on making Green Arrow being an outlaw in Seattle. Really enjoying it. Also, I'm going to have to give this issue 9 out of 10. Once again, also the art in this series has been pure perfection. Very beautiful stuff. Really recommend reading this series to anyone who hasn't read it yet. And then we have Green Lanterns number 13. This is the book that keeps on giving. Sam Humphries is still doing a good job of showing like the emotional flaws in both Simon and Jessica and how they're battling those flaws to beat the bad dude Frank Leminski. Also, there's been a good job of incorporating the Green Lantern mythos in this book because we have a resurgence of a villain we haven't seen in a while, Volthoom, the First Lantern. So we get a little bit more backstory on him and how he was granted some of the first powers by the Guardians of the Universe. It's pretty cool stuff, if you ask me. I'm going to have to give this one an 8.5 overall. Good issue. Alright, and then one of my favorite titles so far from the Young Animal imprint, Cave Carson, number 3. This is a straight up love child of a Jules Verne sci-fi adventure and Disney's The Atlantis, The Lost Empire mashed into one. Really, really enjoying it. Plus, the artwork in it is really cool. It comes off as a quirky, cartoonish vibe to it with a little bit of psychedelic art, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. Basically in this issue we see Cave rescuing her daughter from, it looks like, these people who can transform into green monsters. Interesting stuff. Plus, it is the Young Animal, and they marketed this as being weird comics for mature readers. Definitely working. It's pretty cool stuff. And then, in this issue, we see them go back to the city of Mulroog to see if they're safe and they haven't been attacked. Looks like the civilians have bit the dust. So, we're wondering where the story's going to go forward. Personally, if we get some more classic heroes like Cave Carson, Wild Dog, who's already in it, and if we throw Mr. Terrific into the mix, we may see a little bit of parallels from two team members who are currently in the new season of Arrow, which I find to be very, very interesting. Alrighty, and then Venom number 2. So this book, it's been coming out from the new Marvel Now launch a couple months ago. Forgot to do a video on that, but so far we have a new host of the Venom symbiote, and his name is Lee Price. This guy has seen war in his life, and he seems to be an edgelord, to be perfectly honest. And somehow he is able to control the Venom symbiote, and it's interesting because we have a clash of styles. The Venom symbiote, he doesn't want to do harm, but is being controlled by a person that wishes to inflict harm on people. So, interesting stuff right there. And the art in this series has been really good so far. I believe it's by Eduardo Sandoval, if I am correct. If not, correct me in the comment section below, but I believe that's the right guy. But yeah, the artwork is really fantastic so far. Plus, we see a couple of people we see a person who has wielded the Venom symbiote before, Mac Gargan. He is the guy that used to be the Scorpion in the Spider-Man universe, but it's looking like he has lost his super suit and powers, so who knows? Is the Venom symbiote going to jump back to him, or are they going to drag Eddie Brock and Flash Thompson into the mess as well? Lots of open-ended questions, but we shall have them solved in the next couple of months. And for the last one, Doctor Strange number 15. Alright, this has been a pretty good story arc so far. I think maybe a couple more issues before they resolve the Blood in the Aether storyline, but basically we have all of Doctor Strange's classic enemies gunning after him when he's at his weakest. This book, it's been providing good humor, and I know some people is like, this is not my Doctor Strange, he wasn't really humorous, it was more of the mystical stuff. Like, it still does that, but I like how this book, it does have a humorous tone, doesn't really take itself too seriously. I like it, to be perfectly honest. And at the last panel, I sort of had a big laugh because Dormammu was like, you know what, screw it, I'm entering myself into this mess and I'm going to take down Doctor Strange. Overall, this book has been very, very fun, and Jason Aaron has been on fire recently. He's working on Worthy Thor. 2 thumbs up. Read it if you get the chance. Alright, that is it. I hope everyone has a happy holiday and a great new year. Thank you for checking this video out. Give me a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below what you're reading. And have a good rest of your holidays. Bye.